Hi everyone, it's Jessica with the Foothills family here on YouTube. Today I'm going to share with you how to make these homemade maracas. And I make these for our toddler 2 to 4 boxes for Operation Christmas Child Shoeboxes. I've also made these for a class that I've tutored with classical conversations. So these are great for the age, I'd say anywhere from 2 to all the way up to 4, maybe even 5, any age like that. So let me show you how I make these. So the supplies that you're going to need is washi tape. So I bought some on Amazon. I like to use really colorful. You can also use just the solid color, but I find that the more brightly color and pattern just shows less mistakes. You're also going to need plastic spoons. I just get 48 spoons from the Dollar Tree. And Easter eggs. Now is a great time to purchase Easter eggs. You're also going to need a little bit of rice, uncooked. I just use some brown rice. It doesn't matter. You can use just whatever you have. And some Mod Podge for the last step. And either a thick paintbrush like for acrylic paint or a sponge. And then something like a plastic bag to put the eggs on to dry, or the maracas on to dry. I'm just using this bag I have from Michael's. So let's get started. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to fill your Easter eggs. So if you'll notice that the Easter eggs actually have little holes in them. So what I like to do is to take a color of washi tape that I'm not going to use a lot, and I like to tape up the holes, and that's just in case I have any rice that is small. I don't want those pieces falling out while I am taping, putting the tape around the spoons, and I'll show you that step, but it's kind of a pain when the rice starts falling out. So I've taped up all those parts like that, and then you're going to turn, I like to turn the plastic egg like this. So the biggest parts like that. And this does not take a lot of rice. I'll only use like this is it, like hardly any. And you're going to scoop some rice in there and close it. And you just listen and shake. And if that sounds good for you, then, you know, that's good. If you want to have it sound a little bit more like a maraca, maybe take a little bit out. The more rice you put in there, the less maraca sound it's going to sound like. So just keep that in mind. It really does not take a lot of rice. And I would also suggest to do this kind of like an assembly style, and it really helps to have, you know, more than one person doing this. This is a great project maybe to do at a church or with a family. I'm just showing you right quick how to do that, just so you can show others how to do that too. All right, so once you have this step done, you want to take your plastic spoons and you're going to turn them over. And before this, you want to go ahead and kind of figure out what colors you want to use. Now this I did a pattern, and you can choose whatever colors you want to do. I've done several colors. I've actually done 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've done 10 colors here. You do not have to do that many. You could do just 3 colors. That might be good just starting out, to maybe just do just a few patterns on here. You don't have to do that many. It might be easier. So once you've chosen kind of a pattern that you want to do, you're going to start at the bottom. So you're going to put your spoons together like this. They're going to be facing each other, okay? So when they're facing each other, you're going to turn them upside down. Again, you want to make sure they're facing each other. And you're going to take the color that you want on the bottom. So in my case, I'm doing an orange, okay? And you're going to cut off about a 2-inch piece of tape. And you're going to tape over like that. I don't know if you can see. So you're going to do that again, about a 2-inch piece of washi tape, just like that. And we're going to tape it over, and just like that. So we're making the bottom, I don't know if you can see, if it'll focus on that, right here. We're doing this part. All right, so once you have that, you're going to go to your next color. So this is my next color. I'm just doing a little stripe. And sometimes washi tape, if you've worked with washi tape, you know it doesn't stick that well. That's okay. At the end, we're going to use Mod Podge, and we're going to make it stick well. So I'm left-handed, so I'm holding this in my right hand. So just bear in mind when you see this video, that's why. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start my pattern, and I'm going to come down about not even half an inch, barely any this first time around. And I'm just going to make a loop. And you can see I'm just starting, and I'm just going in a circle. You can see it there. And I'm just going around a few times, not many. And then I'm just going to cut that off. And you can see I've cut that off. That's my first color. And then I'm going to do the second color, which I've picked this watermelon color. And so I'm sticking that right on there. Try to do it opposite hand. And again, I'm left-handed, so it's kind of hard. So I'm just sticking it a little bit over the next color. So it's kind of overlapping. I want it to overlap, and then I'm just rolling it around. And I'd say I roll it around a couple times. And if it doesn't stick all the way, because if you've worked with washi tape, you know how that is. That's okay. Just kind of push it back into itself so it sticks. And you know, you can wrap it around a few times. This part's a lot easier than when we get up here. That's when we start getting a little difficult. So now we've got 2 colors on there right now. So we can go ahead and stick our egg in. And so the way we stick our egg in is still big side down, just like that. And we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to keep working a little bit more, and then I'll come back and show you what I've done. So again, I'm going to just work with this same thing, adding colors just a little bit at a time. And when I get to about right here, I'll come back and show you what I've done. Okay, so I went ahead and went up a little bit further, but I wanted to show you how much I've done. So I came up all the way here, and while I was doing that, I was just holding on into the egg like this and making sure it stayed in place. It wasn't going to pop out, but I just wanted to make sure that it was in place like that. So, and I just wanted to show you too my setup here with my tape. I have it kind of in a pattern here. I know it's kind of hard to see like that, but I have it that way I can quickly get to it, and I know, you know, where I'm at in the pattern. So this part is probably the most tricky, and again, it's not going to be perfect. This is homemade. This is one I did last year, and it's not perfect. When we get to this part that I'm getting ready to show you right now, there's going to be ridges. That's just how it's going to be. But it's a fun toy, and when we put the Mod Podge on there, it's going to help with some of those imperfections. So next, going around here, we're doing the same exact thing. We're just going around here, this part, and you just kind of have to use your fingers. It gets a little more difficult right there when we're starting to go up the egg. And sometimes your egg, when you're squeezing it like that, it kind of wants to pop open. So just make sure if the egg starts to open like that, like mine just did, that you close it back. And you just keep going up, all the way up. And sometimes the washi tape will even tear a little bit. That's okay. You just want to make sure you're just putting tape around like that. It's not going to look perfect. But like I said, we'll be able to go back and put Mod Podge on there. And if there's a spot like right here, you can always go back and put some more tape on there to make it look a little bit better. So I'm going to do a little bit more and then I'll come back so this video is not crazy long. So I've went up some more, and a lot of times what I'll do is run out the tape so it's pretty long, and then I'll just go around the spoon. I would say I go around the spoon, try to at least twice, just, to make sure there's good coverage. Just like that. And keep going. And sometimes your tape, the tape will tear, and that's okay. When we get close to the top, you're going to start having pieces that are going to kind of hang over. So you want to just push that down. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Okay, so if you can tell, I'm putting another layer on, and you can see how it's sticking up here. So what I'm going to do is just kind of fold it down, and I still have a pretty good amount of the egg showing. So now I'm going to come in with this really cute llama washi tape and do another layer. So I put a layer of the llama on, and I still have just a little bit showing of the egg still. So what I like to do is just take the next color, which is the solid purple, and put a couple strips of that on there. You can see. And again, I'm not going for perfection here. I'm just covering it up. And we have that one finished. So now let me show you what to do next. All right, so I went and got a rag because I know I'm going to need that. And I've opened the Mod Podge, and I've got my sponge, and had a little bit of a spill, but that's okay. So now what we're going to do is thoroughly soak this with Mod Podge. And I already just poured some in the lid here. And we're just going to soak this. And that's why we want to put this on something like foil or plastic that's not going to stick to it. And we're going to start, this is going to be messy. So, you want to put it on something that you don't mind getting Mod Podge on. And obviously, if you haven't worked with Mod Podge, it's going to go on white, but it's going to dry clear. And you want it to be thick. You really want it to be thick. And as it's drying, it's going to be really, really sticky. Okay. So just keep that in mind. And obviously this is a project that you want to do ahead of time. This isn't a project you want to do, the night before collection date. So this is something to do, while we have time now. And I'm just coating it all really well, and once I get it on there, I'm just going in a circle and making sure it's coated really well. I actually got a little bit too much of this on there, and that's because my sponge kind of fell in the Mod Podge. So that's okay though. This one will be extra coated. So doing the little handle last down here, because I know it's going to get on my fingers. So, and let me get all that coated really well. And like I said, it will be kind of sticky till it dries. I try to give it a good 24 hours to dry. So when I make these, I usually make all of them, usually make them all like with the tape and everything together. And then maybe like the next day I'll do the Mod Podge. So it's just easier that way. So, and then you just put them aside, let them dry. And as you can tell with this one, it's kind of shiny. This is one I had from last year. And this is one I have not put Mod Podge on yet. So you can kind of tell the difference. This one's more matte. And this one is one that I have not done yet. This one. And this is one that I have done. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that you're able to maybe get a hold of some Easter eggs and some spoons and washi tape, and maybe make some maracas for your shoe boxes if you would like to do something like that. And if there's something that you're making for your shoe boxes, I would love to hear, whether it's something like a musical instrument. I know some of you like to sew. Whatever it is, I would love to hear what you're making for your shoe boxes. Please comment below and let me know. Thank you so much for watching these videos and for commenting, for being an encouragement to us and our family. We pray that we are an encouragement to you and your family as well. Stay safe. God bless. See you next time.